Right, hello everybody. I think most of you will probably know us. I'm Vicky, and this is Violet, and we've been asked if we would like to read you a story this afternoon. And we had a chat about that, and we've come up with one of our favourites, haven't we? Now, do you think if we do this, can everybody get a clue? Here's a bit of a clue as to which story we're going to be reading this afternoon. What do you think? We're going to be telling the story of Noah and the Ark. And it is one of our favourite stories, but when we had a chat this morning, we decided that the story of Noah and the Ark is still really important today. And some of the messages that are in this story can be really valuable to us all today, can't they? So we're going to read it together, and I hope you enjoy it. So, as the years went by, Adam and Eve's many great-great-grandchildren had many great-great-grandchildren of their own. People spread all over the world. They quite forgot, though, that they were part of one big family. They also forgot about God and began behaving badly in all sorts of ways. Would you like to read a little bit? Okay. God looked down from heaven and became more and more sad and angry. Eventually, people became so selfish and cruel that God was sorry he had ever created the human race. He decided that the best thing was to remove everybody and start all over again. Do you think you would have done that if they were all being naughty and not listening to God? Well, not quite everybody. There was just one person left in the world who had tried to live a good, honest, hard-working life. A farmer called Noah. God decided he would save Noah, his wife, and their 3 sons, and their wives. God spoke to Noah and told him about his terrible decision. Look around you, Noah. Everyone in the world today is evil, and I have had enough. I am going to wash everybody off the face of the earth, but I promise you and your family will be safe. Here's what you have to do. I want you to build a huge covered boat and call it the Ark. Use the best wood you can find and build it 133 metres long, 22 metres wide and 13 metres high with a roof of reeds. Coat the whole thing with tar inside and out so that it is watertight. Give it a door and windows and build 3 decks divided up into compartments. I wonder if they all had their own ensuite. When I tell you, load up the Ark with 1 pair of every living creature, a male and a female. Take 7 pairs of animals that you can eat because you'll need enough food to feed you all. I am going to send 40 days and 40 nights of rain to flood the whole world. Noah told his family, and they hurried to begin this enormous task. Their neighbours thought they were mad as they began building the huge ship. How people laughed. Look at Noah, he's gone doolally. But Noah and his family trusted God and kept working. And after many months, the Ark was finished. The day came when God warned Noah to begin loading the animals into the Ark and settling his family on board. A week later, thunderclouds blackened the skies, blotting out the sun, and it began to rain. The rain that God sent to flood the world was like nothing anyone had seen before. And that's a little bit like what's happening now, isn't it? We've never seen anything like what we're having to do at the moment, have we? It was as if the sky had shattered and through the cracks plunged mighty waterfalls. As the rain poured down, rivers burst their banks, lakes flooded their valleys, oceans swelled and overflowed, and the ark floated off on the rising waters. Towering tidal waves rushed over the land, drowning everything in their path, and still the rains continued. The ark was lashed and battered and hurled this way and that by the currents. The rain fell just as God had said for 40 days and 40 nights. Then, as quickly as it had started, it stopped. When Noah dared to peep out, he could see nothing but water in all directions. Over the quiet, empty days that followed, the sun began to dry up the water and the flood gradually started to sink. God sent a great wind to speed things along, so a bit like a big hairdryer. Yeah. Eventually, the ark groaned and shuddered as it scraped along the ground and came to a halt on the top of Mount Ararat in Turkey. Noah didn't dare leave the ark yet. He looked over the side, but was too afraid to leave. He waited a few days more for the waters to sink further and then sent a raven into the sky. You know what a raven is? Big black bird. The raven soared back and forth, and all it could see was water. Noah waited a week, then sent out a dove. It flew back the same day, and Noah knew that there was not enough land showing yet. So he waited. He was patient. Like we're having to be patient and wait, aren't we? Just like Noah. And then he sent the dove out again. That evening it returned, carrying an olive leaf. The waters were low enough to show land where trees grew. Tired? Noah waited one more week and again sent out the dove. This time it did not return. Nervously, Noah opened the door. The ark was surrounded by dry land. Hooray! Then God called, Noah, it is time for you and your family to go out into the world with the creatures and begin living again. And we're waiting for that day, aren't we? And that's what they did. God was pleased with their actions, and he blessed Noah and his family. He vowed that he would never again send a flood to destroy the living things he had created. God set a beautiful rainbow high in the sky as a glorious sign to always remind everyone of his promise. And if you'd like to have a look at that story for yourself, you can find it in the book of Genesis. Which chapters, Violet?
7 to 9.
In the book of Genesis, chapters 7 to 9. So we decided on the story of Noah because, as we've said, it was one of our favourites. But can you remember why else we thought it might be a good story for today? Well, we're being asked to do things that are a little bit unusual to us, aren't we? Just like Noah was asked by God. And we're having to be still and wait and to try and keep ourselves safe. And in that stillness and that waiting, we've got more time to talk to God, but more importantly to listen to God. Exactly. And when we first went into lockdown, when our Prime Minister put us in lockdown, what did you decide to draw for people? Yay! So Violet has been busy producing these rainbows. Not just this one, you did lots of different designs, didn't you? And we took them out. We can't see, you can only see this beautiful rainbow. There we go, that's better. Violet's been very busy, and we delivered them to all our friends from church, didn't we? And to some of Violet's other friends as well. And we noticed that lots of other boys and girls have been drawing rainbows and have put them in their windows as well. And so it seems as if a lot of these stories from the Bible are really coming to life at the moment. We're keeping you up, aren't we, madam? And if you're a bit bored and you're a bit stuck in, get your Bible out and see what stories you can find maybe that are really relevant today and give us some helpful hints about how to live. And we think that the story of Noah and God telling us all to sit it out and wait and have faith in him, and the promise that God gave us with the rainbow, that everything will be okay, is so relevant today, isn't it? So we love the story, and we're glad Noah did as he was told, aren't we? Are we going to do as we're told? And stay in and stay safe, and talk to God and listen to God, and remember that God made us all a promise that everything will be okay. Yes? Shall we say goodbye then? Goodbye for now. God bless.